Welcome to Fools Rush In, STFC fan-made podcast and vlog. Still unfiltered, still unedited, still unaffiliated, and full of opinion and raw emotion. I am joined by a cluster of your favourites. So let's get straight into the hellos, starting with, and your eyes do not deceive you, we're recording on a Monday night, and Joe's here. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm all good, thanks, mate. Yeah, makes a change to be on at the start of the week.
It does. It's very nice to have you on so early in the week. Was it warm enough for you at the friendly at the weekend?
It was chuffing hot, is what I'll say.
Yes, indeed. Well, we will come back to that shortly, that's for sure. Welcome back as well, Mr. Okus Road himself. How are you, Nick?
Yeah, very well. Yeah, glad to be back. So hopefully looking forward to a decent show tonight.
Honoured and privileged to have you back. And thank you in advance because you've prepared tonight's quiz for us as well. So thank you very much.
Yeah, it's just to fill my time up.
Well, we are pleased to play any part in your recovery time, that is for sure. Evening, Mark. Welcome to yet another show.
Good evening, Stephen. You had a good week?
I've had a hot week, that's for sure.
It definitely has been hot.
You know, I've been suffering, still carrying this winter coat, so to speak.
Yeah, it's me, you and me both. You and me both.
And the man who's got the hang of the virtual backgrounds. How are you, Ben?
I'm all right, mate. I'm good.
Right.
Yes. I sorted out the virtual background on my shirt of the day. This shirt this week.
I was going to say, yeah, you promised last week it was going to be a different shirt every episode till you run out.
So I've got the Doherty in front of a hedge shirt on today.
Lovely.
So yeah, really keen. Looking forward to the Get Quiz today.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, good evening, young Ned.
Good morrow, young Fife.
And how the devil are you, sir?
Ah, stupidly hot, melting, liquid, pure liquid.
Pure liquid. The amount of us that have said that off camera in one way or another. The joys of being well built, as I say. Lads, let's get straight into the topical stuff. And Joe, let's talk the friendly with Supermarine. A large number of players on the pitch, so it wasn't, you know, the word coming out of the camp is it's all about fitness. The result doesn't matter. The performance doesn't really matter at this stage of pre-season. But of course, when you lose a game like that to with all due respect, opposition like Supermarine, a good 80% of our fan base will absolutely lose their shit. Was it as bad as people suggested it was?
No, I don't think it was terrible. I mean, we had plenty of shots on goal, but just they all hit the trees instead of the net. No, I said to you off camera earlier that I was by the dugouts on Saturday, and Scott Lindsay wasn't interested in the players giving 100% at all in those conditions. It was so hot. It was, you know, they were coasting really. Supermarine were obviously at full tilt because they want to win. But our guys was, you know, the pitch was dry, bobbly, and not very nice, and they just didn't want to get injuries or do anything that they didn't need to do. So it was literally get 45 minutes in legs and get out of there.
And I believe there was 3 trialists. There was the one from West Brom, one from Bristol City, and a lad back from Bolton. What did you make of those 3?
Having been to Melksham last week and Supermarine, Darcy from Bolton was a lot better on Saturday. He actually impressed me. He got up and down the pitch and won the ball, played good passes. The other 2, I'd be amazed if we see them again.
Okay. And that's what we asked the questions for. It's an honest assessment. So of the 3, you're saying Darcy's the only one you think is likely to feature again.
Yeah, and I mean he's been here since the start of pre-season as well. So I think obviously Lindsay's keen on him. The centre half, it was difficult because he didn't have a lot to do. I mean, he's a big lad. He's 6'6", I think. So
yeah,
he could be a useful asset, but I wouldn't see him as a starting centre half for sure. I think he'd be a sort of player you bring on when you're, perhaps holding on to a lead late in the game just to head a few balls out the box. But of the 3, it would only be Darcy for me at the moment.
Okay. And Mark, obviously, we were talking again off air before we started, and pre-season generally is something we'll be discussing for another couple of weeks yet. But at the end of the day, results don't really matter, do they?
Not really. I mean, league titles and relegation isn't decided in pre-season. I think that the nail's already been hit on the proverbial head, and that is that we have a squad of players, some of them that are very new to men's football from our own point of view. And the only way they're going to get any experience, or that we're going to get a chance to see where they're at in terms of the progression that they've had from the academy, is by playing them in these fixtures. And there was almost a bit of a mini meltdown on Saturday at the fact that we'd lost 2-0 at Supermarine, but again, they beat us 17 years ago, and I know it's a long time since they've had a positive result in that regard, but it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. I think that one of the regular sort of positive voices on Twitter in Seaside Reds and Moonraker Reds as well has been suggesting that he's seen us have fantastic pre-seasons, then go on to have an absolutely horrendous season. He's seen us have horrendous pre-seasons, and then seen us go on to have fantastic seasons. And there's always that bit in the middle as well where you can't really tell what's going to happen. So I don't think we can read anything. The squad's still far from being completed. I know the season is 3 weeks away from commencing. We'll probably still not be finished in terms of our recruitment at that stage, bearing in mind the window's open until the beginning of September. So there's no need to hit the panic button. No need to hit the panic button at all.
No, none at all. As for the development of the squad, Ben, it's been a bit quiet lately with regards to confirmed deals in. The one thing that did become apparent is the much mooted move to bring in Bamba. It hasn't happened.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame with Bamba. I think Lindsay hinted to personal reasons, whatever they may be, for it actually not happening. I believe it was very, very, very close, if not done. But one reason or another, he's decided to spend some time with his family, and you've got to respect that. So that's that. In terms of squad recruitment, as it stands, we are short on a lot of players, and it's very inexperienced. And you can understand fans getting a little bit twitchy. My personal view is that we still got time. I think we need about 7. I do think we need experience. I think a lot of people hinted. I think experience is going to come. I think everyone picks up 1 or 2 decent signings. I think the whole mental state of the anxiety of the club and the fan base will ease. But it does need to come sooner rather than later. Be good to have a set squad for the start of the season rather than the end of August.
And the ongoing saga, Nick, that is Payne, took a new turn today with this suggestion he was on trial at Crawley. I don't know if you've seen the very blurry evidence, but from what I could tell, it's absolutely certainly not him.
No, Jack Payne interviewed for Crawley on trial. It's probably good to go to a team like Crawley on trial. Either they'll offer him a contract or not, but no way that's him. Well, I'd say my message for Jack Payne would be, grass isn't always greener on the other side. Look what Egbo gone to Charlton, and from what I've seen reported, he's ended up with his leg in a...
Yeah, his leg's in a cast, isn't it?
Yeah, so be very careful where you go. I mean, last season, Payne said he wanted to be somewhere he was happy, where he was settled. It's Swindon. Yeah, he was happy playing good football, the team playing good football. He's got his best mate in McCurdy there. He's got his midfield mate in Reed there. He's John Williams, a Welsh international player. Why, there's no great reason for the league. If he's just out of money, what he's going to go. If he's settled and played football, he's got to stay. So I'm still hoping he will stay.
I'm actually, the longer it drags on, the more I think he's going to stay personally. I think if he was going to leave, he probably would have done so by now. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, I'll hold my hands up. But like I say, the longer this goes on, the more I think.
The rumours are that he's been spending a lot of time in and around the club and talking with the club and training at Foundation Park. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything because he can't train with anyone because he's out of contract because he's for insurance purposes. But there is a lot of connections with him still at Swindon. The club seem quite confident, but we don't know. We don't know. He could be holding an orange shirt up tomorrow for all we know. So we'll wait and see on that one.
I asked you all this last week, I think it was. So I'll ask you again to see if any of us can get it right. But between now and say meeting up again, probably this time next Monday to record, how many players do you think will be confirmed, signed, whether that's freebies, loans, bought? Joe, I'll start with you.
I think only one or two probably this week. And I think it'll be like that probably till the start of the season, probably one a week or, just gradually bringing people in. If you look historically at most transfer windows, you don't tend to get your biggest transfers until the window's nearly closed. So, I'm going to agree with what Mark said earlier. There's no need to panic about anything yet. If it's still a squad like this at the end of August, then fair enough. But I think we've got plenty of time to bring in the players that we need at the moment.
How about you, Ned?
No, I agree entirely with what Joe said. Absolutely no need to panic at the moment. Players will filter through, and as he rightly said, the should we say the better players, the more experienced players and the players who are highly regarded tend to hold on and to see what they can get. So I guess players like that lad from Newport, Dom Telford, he's probably been offered a huge contract to therefore guarantee his signature a few weeks ago. But yeah, I'm not concerned in any capacity. I don't understand the meltdowns. I really can't believe that, it's life and death if we don't beat a non-league team. It's just, the guy said it's completely irrelevant. But yeah, so I'm going off piste. I reckon probably, I don't know. It's been so quiet in recent times, and also the search for the first team head coach took a while, so it might take a little while for these new signings to come through. So maybe I reckon it'll be another week or so of quietness, and then it'll just start to filter through. I reckon maybe 2 or 3 a week.
Okay, Ben.
This week, gut feeling. I think we'll see a couple because we've got a couple of games today, so it wouldn't surprise me to see one tomorrow announced, at least 1 or 2 tomorrow announced for Woking, because we've got a game. I'm going to say 3, but then a quiet week next week.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with what Ben said. I think we'll probably see a couple in this week, and potentially the end of the Jack Payne saga. I think realistically, even from his own point of view, if you've got a pre-season to complete, be it with us or with somebody else, you probably want to give yourself another 2 or 3 weeks to bed in with your new club. So I think that decision is likely to be fairly imminent. So I'll confidently say that he's going to re-sign with us. So 3 in the next week. And also it's worth bearing in mind that if we're looking to loan some really good quality players from Premier League teams, they tend to wait until later in the window to release their better talent to see who's available and what teams, what likelihood they are going to get into play regular football minutes. So again, this is why I don't think anyone should be panicking. If we've got our eyes on those kind of targets, then we're going to have to be patient. But yeah, certainly 2 new players this week, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Jack signs on the dotted line.
Well, the rumour on that front is, and again, we never profess to be in the know. We're merely just commenting like everyone else is on what people are saying online. But the lad from Chelsea apparently now isn't coming, and they're looking at someone from Liverpool. And another young kid from Liverpool instead is the rumour. Nick, how many do you think will be signed within the next 7 days?
Yes, similar to everybody else. I think he played a couple of games on loan. If he plays tomorrow, has another decent game, and hopefully Jack Payne. So I'd go with 2.
Yeah, I've been thinking 2+ pain in the next 7 days is certainly the answer. There's, as some of you have alluded to, there's more friendly action coming up, so there'll be more on the pitch stuff to talk about in upcoming episodes. Let's briefly discuss things off the pitch, and first a story that Rich was hoping to come on to talk about, but unfortunately he's not made it on tonight. It was the news that the new players are instantly sort of getting in amongst the community in a way that a lot of fans appreciate, and I believe it was two of the lads, the new goalkeeper Bryce, it's Bryce, isn't it?
Bryn,
sorry, Bryn. And the
Was it
Tyree Shade, I think.
Tyree Shade, yeah, thank you. That's the one I was looking for. Turn up at Wesley School to meet some of the kids, which I think is a nice touch when you've only been at the club a matter of 2 weeks by the time they've done this. Speechless. Yeah. I appreciate that. I mean, a question to anyone in general. I was just kind of throwing it out there for anybody.
I think that's what the young lads want, or the young kids want, isn't it? Is that face-to-face interaction with footballers that they're going to watch play, and you obviously don't get much of that at the higher level because they're not allowed to go out of the side their houses or anything without security. But it's the way of getting these young people to watch Swindon, isn't it? Is get the players at the schools and hand out tickets and do whatever they got to do to try and encourage them to come along. And that's the target we've got to try and get in for the future, is all these youngsters. So anything that's engaging, especially with kids, I think is the way forward.
Yeah, we've spoken a lot over the last 12 to 18 months, haven't we, Ben, across various episodes about the importance of getting in schools and getting into community and bringing through the next generation of Swindon fans. So this can only work to that benefit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We need to get as many bums on seats as possible. Get more, it's an easy win, isn't it? Getting the kids in, because obviously they nag mum and dads to take them with them, and the kids' tickets aren't that expensive as it is anyway. So get them in young, get lifelong fans. It's the way I started supporting the club.
It's the way pretty much all of us would have done, I suppose. And again, just back on the original point, Ned, for two new players to be the ones to go and do it, it's a good introduction for them, of course, but also a nice touch, because if it was a long established player, then you'd kind of think, that is kind of what they're used to. But for two brand new players, it's a nice touch for them to be the ones to sort of shoulder that responsibility to go and do it, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this type of stuff is it's pure gold for what's the word I'm looking for?
What?
Sorry?
PR?
Well, I was going to say I don't know what I'm trying to say. Who knows what I'm trying to say on a hot day like this?
It's too hot for you to think, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's brilliant. As someone else said, it's putting a face to the new guys, and just to get them, to know, just to get a foot in the door for getting a feeling of our community. Unfortunate subject, obviously, but yes. But it is really nice, and I appreciate that they're taking time out of their day to make the community, bring them that little bit closer, and reward the children who made the right choices.
No, absolutely, and credit must be given to them as well. It's brought forward the opportunity for us to talk about the players doing a bit in the community, but let's talk about what led to that point, and very intelligent decisions being made by the children. That is certainly for sure. Something else that's happened since we last met was there was the announcement on the loyalty points scheme. Needless to say, it's not gone down well with the majority, ranging for different things, such as why you get more points for going to certain games than others, why you need to go to a certain pre-season game to get an away day ticket. Joe, I know you've said that you kind of read through it, the whole sort of loyalty points thing. What was your take on it when you first looked through it?
I mean, it's very bizarre, isn't it?
The reaction or the actual way they're doing it?
Well, just the way they're doing it. It's just seems very strange that you have to go to a friendly against Cardiff to get tickets for Harrogate. I don't understand that. But there must be a way of looking on their system back to last season to see who did the most away games or something like that. That's got to be a better way of doing it. Not just because, I mean, a lot of these guys that travel to, I mean, I go to a fair few away games, and a lot of these guys don't live in Swindon. So they're not going to go to the Cardiff game. They're not going to want to go to the Cardiff game. You know, so now they're potentially having to spend 15 quid or whatever it is for a Cardiff ticket that they're potentially not even going to go to the game. So Harrogate is now effectively going to cost them 40 quid.
Yep.
You know, and that's going to put a lot of people off. And I mean, I know we're going to sell out our allocation anyway because it's such a small allocation. But yeah, it's very strange decision by the club, I think, to do it like that. You know, just if you're going to confuse like that, just say season tickets get a priority and that's it. You know, don't involve the Cardiff game. Why do you need to involve the Cardiff game? It's just seems to me a way like the club are forcing you to go to a game that you don't need to go to. You know,
Nick, do you mind me asking? And I don't mean this potentially the way it's going to sound, but when you think back to your earlier years supporting Swindon and throughout your entire tenure supporting Swindon, obviously a lot is made about the development of social media and how that means fans can interact and then ultimately overreact to just about everything. But when you see even announcements such as loyalty points getting the reaction online it does from the majority of fan bases, and Swindon aren't an isolated case, just about every club has this same sort of reaction when anything happens. Do you wonder what's ever happened to the game, you know, where you could just read about what was happening in the papers and get on with it kind of thing?
Yeah, well, they're kind of Swindon for my supporting time following the club. So, and the main of it, I lived in Cirencester, which
sorry, I think we're getting some interference coming through your mic there, Nick. We can't quite make out what you're saying.
Sorry.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's coming through clearly at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Being sort of out of the area, the things I've bring one for the hard game, having to go there. I think I need to look at how many supporters actually live outside of Swindon, and I think the percentages would be quite high. I mean, I've got no idea what it is, but you just look around social media where people are from, and so lots of people are out of Swindon, so it's not easy to get to any. I mean, I'm a fan of any.
Sorry, Nick. It's the interference has come back again. I got the point up to you were saying about if they did the research into how many Swindon fans live outside of Swindon, the percentages would be quite high. We obviously don't know exactly what they are. I mean, Ben and I all know that there's quite I say strong, when you know we're not talking hundreds or thousands, but there's quite a nice little group of us throughout the West and East Midlands that we all talk. We know that there's Luke, who I think is around Mansfield way, obviously Leicester for me, and Stratford-upon-Avon for you, Ben, and there's a few others I know dotted around Burton and stuff who we've met up with before. So and we know, again, as you said, Nick, through social media, we got Swindon fans up as north of Scotland that like to go to the games up at the North clubs that Swindon-based fans find it more difficult to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think doing that Cardiff game was a mistake, or is a mistake. And it just seems a bit of a money cup, which is obviously what it is. We will get the fans go away games anyway. Area following is massive, as we said, Swindon. So yeah, it's and the attention previously, the only things we got was probably evening advertiser and the good old All Pink, where you got the stuff on there, and you know we used to coach it in from Siren, and the only time I can ever remember having any real contact with players was after League Cup, when they brought the rest of various villages and they brought it over to Cirencester, and we had Don Rogers and I think it was Peter Dainsborough there signing autographs.
Nice.
And apart from that, there was really no real interaction or sort of dealings with the club player.
And that links into the earlier point, Mark, doesn't it, about what we're saying with school kids, the surrounding area as well. You're someone else I know based outside of Swindon. So to be able to connect the wider community and bring those fans in from a bit further afield.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And to be honest with you, the Cardiff incentive absolutely boils my piss, and it harks back to a similar situation, albeit a sheep in slightly different, or sorry, wolf in slightly different sheep's clothing, with the Bristol Rovers game, when that was called off by Lipa and everyone else had to pay to go to the same game they didn't get to see the time before. And I'll tell you why it's the same. It's because the club are dictating which games the fans are allowed to go to. And that's completely unacceptable. You can't be expected to have to go to Cardiff to then get to go away. It doesn't work like that. They spent a lot of time and effort saying that our fan base was superb away from home last season. So why try and put the shackles on saying which fans are allowed to travel away? The awkwardness that this is going to cause anyway, they haven't taken into account. We're going to get an allocation of what, 450 tickets for 4,500, 5,000 season ticket holders. It's quite easy to see that that maths isn't going to work. So I don't really understand the truth behind this situation, which is clearly a shot in the arm from the cash flow point of view. And why not just be open and honest about that? But you're quite right. You know, we do need to encourage and have incentives to bring the younger populace into the county ground on a regular basis. The incentives they've already talked about doing with local schools is fantastic. And I hope to see more of the same. And I hope to see dedicated matches this season where a good portion of the tickets are given away to school kids. I know some of the fan base will get wound up about that, but we have to protect our future interests, and the kids are the future interests. We're not going to be around forever, but we want to pass on everything to our kids, in as much as, you know, having the heartache and the joy of following a true lower league football club. So they've got to get those incentives right. But you know, it really does frustrate me, this whole loyalty point scheme, and I can't work it out. It's more complicated than Nectar card. I'm not going to lie.
And just while you're the focus point of attention, Mark, just to take a sideways step, we spent a lot of time over the last season praising and congratulating Woody, and rightly so, for the success he had with the girls team this season just gone. But some video footage emerged via our WhatsApp chat of the side that you coach winning the trophy as well. So please tell us a little bit more. Obviously, we've alluded to in the last couple of episodes that you do a bit of coaching, but tell us a little more about the side you coach and the trophy that you managed to win this season.
So I coach a team in Cheltenham, and I have been coaching them now. I'm into my sort of maybe 3.5 years. And I've known these little ones get to the age now where they're almost at senior school, and we've just turned into an under-12 side. And when I took the club over 3 years ago, it was because, you know, a lot of the players left on there, the dads that were running it left. There was a core nucleus of about 5 or 6 kids left over, and they were very much in danger of folding the club. And obviously my son was playing for them and still does to this day, as you can imagine. And I felt really sad and I felt really gutted. I had no intention ever of really getting involved with coaching, but I did. And I'm glad that I did. I worked with some fantastic people when I did my level 1 qualification within the Gloucestershire FA. We had, and I do excuse me if she ever does watch the pod, I can't remember her name, but she's an ex-England international footballer that was down with the tutors on that day. She was showing us how to go through the tactics on the ball. It was just amazing, really, really amazing. Gloucester FA do a huge amount of work. But needless to say, I had to rebuild the team, get new players in, build new relationships with parents, you know, built friendship groups, because obviously it doesn't just focus on, you know, players with ability. It's all about having a good quality amount of an equal game time. You need to have good quality friendship groups, groups of kids from the same schools, so they're able to grow from a social perspective. and all of the good stuff that goes with it. So we've watched them, over the last few years get more confident, grow as individuals, and it was just fantastic for this last season to see them actually win a league. These are kids that maybe had next to no confidence, and we just bang the drum about come on, you can do this, and being the whole positive encouragement and let's do positive, which are the key fundamentals that we talk through. And they capped off with an amazing season. I mean, when we actually won promotion and the actual league, we were 3-1 up at half time. In our match, the opposition scored within about 2 minutes of the restart and really put us under pressure. The final 10 minutes of that game, that was proper heart in the mouth stuff, because they defended so valiantly. They were determined they were going to get that win, and it was just amazing. Their faces, watching the joy and jubilation from kids, achieving in football is just absolutely amazing. And they're such a lovely group. I wouldn't want to work with anybody else or go anywhere else. They are a great bunch of kids. They're a credit to their parents, and we have a wonderful group of parents. This was a real combination when we had our presentation day on Sunday, and the trophy is here. Mwah. Thank you very much.
That was very very lovely sentiment there. The only thing missing was we never actually got the name of the name of the team, Mark.
So it's Southside Star Lions. This is the under 11s. They're now under 12s, but under 11s won the league.
Well, congratulations to you, to all the kids involved, and of course the parents, because at that age, as you say, the parents are generally the unsung heroes of every team. Taking all the kids wherever they need to be for training and matches. So well done to everyone involved for the season you've just had.
Thank you.
Let's divert attention just briefly. Unfortunately, neither Woody nor Rich are here, but I think it's important just to mention that obviously the women's team had their sort of well advertised friendly at Foundation Park with Burnley. From what I've read up on the game, it seemed to be a good day all round. It all went well, with the exception of the result, of course. It didn't exactly go Swindon's way, unfortunately. But again, we said pre-season doesn't count for anything in terms of results. I'm sure they would have learned a lot from the experience, and it can only bode well for the season ahead. And we look forward under the stewardship of primarily Woody and Rich to keeping an eye again on what the women's team can achieve. And listen, I believe I may have this wrong, so please forgive me. I'm not as well educated as Woody is on this sort of stuff. I do believe there is another friendly at Foundation Park, possibly this Sunday. And again, it's great because it's free entry. You just get to turn up to watch it. And if you've got nothing else to do on a Sunday afternoon, it's got to be worth it to go and support Swindon Town women. So I hope I've got that right, and I hope the friendly is Sunday. Please check before just turning up, because I'm not the authority. I read as much as I can to understand as much as I can, and every now and then I'll get the details wrong. But I hope I'm right. I think I'm right.
I'll tell you, Burnley are a really good team as well. So it's no bad thing to be slaughtered by these. Sorry to use that phrase, but they were massacred, weren't they? But you look at Burnley's the way that Burnley finished the end of their season. They were winning like big time. Like they beat Middlesbrough 8-1. They beat who else? They beat West Brom 8-0. They're very, very good team.
Very good team
by all accounts. So I'm sure they would have got loads from it.
Well, again, we will continue to advertise and promote the women's team as much as we possibly can throughout the whole season, and wish them the very best of luck. In terms of news, I think that pretty much covers us for the week, lads. So shall we jump into a game? Game it is. Nick, how's the mic holding up? Is this gonna work?
Hopefully.
Excellent. Well, please tell everyone what game you've managed to put together for us.
Okay, it's based around what everybody is. Goals. We haven't got a goal scorer, so I thought for us in the past.
Okay.
So I'll start off with Charlie Austin, and we're doing the percent game as the other quizzes were, and it's a higher or lower more format point. Correct.
So just to clarify, because the mic did break up a little bit there, you're going to give us some of the top goal scorers from yesteryear, and we've got what, say high or low in terms of their total amounts of goals, or was it goals in a particular season?
No, total league. I'll give you how many goals they've scored. And for the final player defend the invincible, that will be against the winner and the last place. So there's no trying to get in there by giving bum answers.
Well done, Nick. Clever, mate.
Nice.
Let the shit housing commence.
What I'll do, Nick, is if the mic does break up at any point, I'll sort of give you a sign, and we can use the chat box as well, and I'll announce who it was.
Okay.
Well, we can do a second announcement as to who the player was, just to make sure everyone stands a good chance. And again, as we always say, anyone watching or listening, play along and let us know afterwards if you beat us. I'm looking forward to this.
Right. I'll start off, Charlie. Also, the other thing, the players I'm going through are in alphabetical. So, Charlie, his percentage, 50%, and 54 games, scored 31 goals. So the next player on the list, Paul Benson.
So is his league goal percentage higher than Charlie Austin's?
Yeah, higher or lower percentage.
Right.
And
what was Austin's percentage, sorry?
57%. And we'll start off with Ben.
I'm gonna go. He had half a season, and he had a very good, really half a season. I'm going higher, and I am going 42.
That's lower.
That's lower.
Did you say 38, Charlie Austin? I can't hear because of the
So Charlie Austin's was 57.
57. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
So I'm going to go lower, 43.
42 still. 42 still.
So you're going lower, 42.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Fifey, you're next.
Well, see, I agreed with Ben's summary that he had a very prolific period in a short amount of time. However, I don't agree with Ben's logic that a lower number is actually higher.
I just heard the internet went.
I'm gonna say higher and actually pick a number that was higher and go 59%.
God.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah, my initial inclination was that he had a very good strike rate, and I definitely want to go higher than 57%.
So what are you going to do, 32?
No, that's too high, far too high. I'm 62%.
Oh, huge numbers.
Ned.
Imagine if we kept him.
I'm going to go lower and say 55%.
And Joe.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close either way, but I'm going higher. And I guess 60. 60's not been said yet, has it?
No.
Oh, it's a good spread of predictions that for a first one.
Okay, I think you'll find this quite surprising. Ben and Ned are correct. It was actually lower, with 39%.
Ooh.
That's why we didn't keep him.
To be fair, we did score a lot of goals that season.
31 appearances, 12 goals.
Wow.
Surprising. I would have thought it would have been more.
Okay.
Okay, right. The next
down.
word,
So just to confirm then, that was 31, was it?
39%.
39, sorry, 39.
39.
Is there bonus points or is it?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So the nearest was Ben with 42.
That's unbelievable that Ben completely cocked it up and got close to it.
That is such a Ben thing to do.
Unbelievable.
That's such a Ben thing to do.
Such a Ben thing to do.
Okay, the next one is James Collins.
James Collins, okay.
And the last percentage you're looking at was 39, so higher or lower than 39.
And who would you like to go first?
Start off with, Fifey's next.
See, this I'm torn with this one because there was a period where he did score, but like the memorable goals were in the cup as much as anything.
No, this is legal.
I know. I listen to the rules even through the static. I'm going to say lower, 34%.
Mark,
Yeah, I'm going to say lower as well. 33%.
Come on, let's not start this early.
Ned,
Lower 32%.
and Joe.
I think it's lower, but because everyone said lower, I'm going to go higher. 40.
28.
Okay, those.
Oh, hang on, Ben hasn't had a go yet.
Sorry, Ben.
Lower 32.
We've already had 32.
31.
We all agree.
Very,
is a cheater.
Close on that. He played 45 games, 15 goals, which gives us 33%. And Mark is spot on.
What a mark.
Absolute
Yeah, that one
shit
good
house
game.
for your that guess as well.
Sorry?
The absolute shit house. He's only done that because I said 34. Ben got the last one by being a complete fraud. Unbelievable.
See,
You could have
Collins,
worked out your decimals and your percentages,
he
Fifey.
scored that 4 goals
33.
when it came on the sub.
Craig's going to get his
against
dry your
Portsmouth.
eyes video out in a minute.
No, you got to remember that people outside the pod don't know
Oh, yeah,
about that. That's
sorry.
only folklore. You know, there may be a dry your eyes video, but it's never been made public before. Let's continue.
Okay, the next is Simon Cox.
Simon Cox.
Yeah. And Mark.
So I think it's going to be higher. And I'm going to go 42%.
Ned?
What was it, 33 before? Is that right?
Yeah.
Coxey. Oh, Coxey. How many games did he play? Scored.
I say you just look up at that monitor on the roof, Ned. Make out that you're not typing.
My monitor's here. So I'm looking this way just to make sure people don't think I'm cheating.
We can't see the monitor regardless. You've got the virtual background on.
Yes, good point.
Really, you're just watching the return of the guy in Love Island, aren't you? You're not really concentrating on the quiz.
So 33. I'm going to say higher, 38%.
Joe?
I'm going to be controversial here and go lower.
Well, Ned's already gone it, so it's a lot less controversial.
But only just. What was it, 33? So I'm going to go 31.
Ben?
34.
And Fifey.
I'm going to back Coxey here and say 46.
Right. He played
That's far too high, by the way. I've just realised what I've done.
81 games, 44 goals.
Ooh,
4%.
Yes. I'll take that.
Did you all get that? Yeah, 54% for Simon Cox.
That's unbelievable.
That's
Especially
an
when he was
unbelievable
successful.
strike rate.
He didn't even play in a playoff season.
The next one,
That's
the next one's
unbelievable.
lower.
Okay, the next one.
Frederick Darris.
Sorry, Nick. Who's the next one?
So next one.
No, I still didn't catch you, mate. Sorry.
Doyle.
Owen Doyle. Oof.
Oh,
Wheeler, hello.
It's not lower.
Suddenly, it's not so confident, are you, Joe?
Wake up, hello.
Spleen first.
Who? Sorry,
Who's spleen?
Ned.
Ned.
All right. New
Hashtag
nickname.
spleen.
Hashtag spleen. So was it 54
Yeah.
previously?
Doyle's going to be close, isn't it?
Doyle, I'm going to say, I don't want to say, but I'm going to say higher. I'm going to say 56.
Joe.
I think it's even higher than that. I reckon 65.
That high, Joe. Let's not get carried away.
He scored like 23 goals in 24 games.
Well, why are you only predicting 65%?
Yeah, but at one point, I mean, not over the whole season. At one
Come
point,
on, Joe.
At one point, he was scoring more than a
Back
goal.
your boy, 99%, Joe. Come on.
Ben.
66.
Fifey.
61.
And Mark.
62.
Bear in mind, I still don't think I'm high enough. I think it's even higher.
Right.
Ned's going to win this just by the fact that we've all completely overshot it.
No, right. He played 28 games. He scored 25.
Told you, it's
He's
way
on about
higher.
80 odd, isn't he? 80.
10.
Next one's definitely lower.
Let's say he played one game and scored once.
David Nugent's England career.
So the bonus for that is Ben with 66.
Fraud.
No, I should've gone
Absolute
higher.
fraud.
Okay, right.
He's
the next
celebrating,
one,
but he's forgot that the winner has to defend the indefensible.
and the loser, don't forget.
And the loser.
Right. The next one, going back a bit, Peter.
Who was that one, sorry?
Peter Ito.
John O'Beaker?
No, sorry. Peter Easto.
Peter Easto.
Peter Easto. Oh,
Back in the
Easto.
60s.
This is before my time. I'm not going to have a clue. It's definitely lower.
Yeah, isn't it?
Sorry. Yeah. So where are we now? Everybody's been. So it's back to Ben.
right. I am going to have a wild stab in the dark because unfortunately it's before my time and I'm not.
And because no one else has gone for you to sabotage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the sort of thing.
exactly.
Yeah. So I am going to guess, it was quite prolific. So I am going for, it's quite a while as well. I'm going for 47.
5 feet.
I mean, I have absolutely no idea. So I'm going to go 44.
49%.
Ooh. That's nearly 1 in 2.
Ned.
I've never heard of this player before. What was his name? Beefy something.
Peter Easto.
All right.
Beefy to his friends.
Beefy Easto, yeah.
Easto.
Hashtag
I'm just randomly guessing 55%. There we go. Lower.
well, yes.
I'll try 39, please.
Very polite.
Right. So I'm sure you've all. And were games, 3 goals, 47%. Ben spot on again.
Oh,
For God's sake.
I'll practice my thing.
Yeah.
47 for a. Yeah. I had 1 in 100 chance.
Ben's on the way to Amarillo.
Winner.
Right, we're a
chicken
third of the
69.
way through. I'll just give you an update on the scores.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ben's
Ben's winning.
7. Mark and Ned on 5. 5 feet on 4. Joe on 2.
Oh,
Joe!
come on, Joe.
Hey, mate, I'm going for the final. I'm going to finish last.
Look, how many? Look, he's going to cut. Craig Easton's going to come up in a minute.
Yeah, because we're doing prolific strikers.
Oh, no.
In the intro, Ben.
Duncan Shearer. He's
never
got Duncan
fucking
Shearer in the
listening and
bag.
he's winning.
He's got Duncan Shearer in the bag.
Right. Right. Next one up is one of the favourites with 4 and our foot off.
Jan Argerfield.
Jan Argerfield.
Oh, right, okay.
And the last one was 47.
Who's me?
Sorry, that'll be 5
Fighting.
Right, so again, it's a little bit before, well, I say a little bit, a lot bit before my time. But given the standard we were playing at, you would imagine it's fairly low. However, he has got cult hero status for a reason. So, what was it? Sorry, 47?
Yeah, 47 previous.
I'm going to stick with my previous guess and go 44.
Mark?
I was thinking is that there was that run at the start of the Premier League season where he went 15 games or so without notching a goal.
Right, so that's
There's
0% so far.
Yeah, exactly. There was that. And then I'm trying to remember how many goals he actually finished the Premier League season on. And then we had the not so good following season.
Shit, have I overshot it?
I'm going to... This is really tricky because I love Jan, one of my favourite ever players, but I don't think he was as
Always
as
welcome
as
on.
ever making out.
Always
Always
welcome on an
welcome on.
episode if you want
Always
to, yeah.
welcome
Every time we mention a player, we're just going to say, always welcome on.
I'm going to go 39%.
Oof.
Trying to remember how he did in the second season before he went to Borough.
Back-to-back relegations.
That well.
But I'm sure he scored a good few anyway. Well, I'm gonna go 49%.
Right. Jim?
I'm going for maybe 1 in 3, so 33%.
Good maths.
And Ben?
I think he got, 13 goals in his first season and about 23, 24 in the second, in 2 relegation seasons. He was quite prolific that second season, even though he went down. I'm going 39.
We've already got a 39.
Ben, stop cheating!
40.
Okay.
Fucking shit house.
I hope it's 38.
Right, he played 2 games. The goals was probably lower than you thought, 27, which gives 37%. That's Mark, 39%.
Well done, Mark.
Well played.
Well played.
And
Hashtag Ben.
this one will blow you apart. Harold Fleming.
Oh.
How does it go? By Harold Fleming.
I think that's 5 feet.
Why am I going first again? Oh, fucking hell. I mean, just pick a number out of the air, I suppose. I'm going to say higher. Let's go for 69.
Mark?
Well,
Why are you laughing?
Well, I'm laughing because I was going high 60s, so I'm going to go 68.
You bastard, you've done it again.
That's why I was laughing, because he's going to say you're shit house, and I'm not. I'm going straight for it.
Ned,
70.
Now we're playing.
Yeah.
But I'm not even a contender for
Joe.
I mean, they don't call it Fleming Way for nothing, do they?
Correct.
58.
Apparently they do.
I mean, if his percentage is 58, then where's Simon Cox's street? Or
Yeah, but
Owen
Fleming
Doyle's
played for years,
street?
didn't he? It's different. Played for a long time.
71.
Oh, fuck off, Ben.
He's going to be right now,
I'm
isn't
banning
he?
Ben from the
He's
next,
going to be
from the
bang on.
next show.
It's going to be something like 71%.
Not quite. He played 294 games,
Oh,
183 goals,
Oh.
what a rate.
62%. And it's Joe. with
Get in there.
Well done, Joe.
Joe, you might have just avoided the bottom.
I'm going to end up fucking bottom, ain't I? Just going to be in fucking shithoused every round.
That's why it's Fleming Way.
Bob Fleming here.
Right. Next one is going back a bit as well. Ernie.
Ernie Hunt.
I'm in Cockney slang.
And
It's a good
Mark.
job I rate these episodes 18 plus.
Coming to me first, did you say, Nick?
Mark. Sorry. Sorry. What was the question?
So we.
No. We're just confirming that you wanted Mark's prediction first.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the last percentage? Remind me, Nick.
62.
62. Okay. Ernie Hunt scored quite a lot of goals for Town.
So did Fleming.
Very true. So I'm going to go 58%, Nick.
Okay. Ned.
61%.
Yeah.
51, please.
Ben.
How many years was he at Swindon for, Nick?
No, we can't have supplementary questions.
No one said we
Not
couldn't.
how this works.
Before you
He
shit
couldn't.
out someone.
You fucking shithouse.
Did he score a lot of goals?
He did score a lot of goals. Just wondering how long he was at Swindon for.
Given that you've got a virtual background on this evening, can you just confirm if the lady in your life is within arm's reach and can just smack you upside the head if you're going to carry on misbehaving?
Sarah? No, she didn't get that. No,
Ben,
she's more than arm distance away. She can't slap me from there.
Okay.
Sounds like a challenge.
So your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is slap Ben from where you are between now and the end of the
Give me a
episode.
slap. Right. Anyway, I'm sorry, Nick. Well,
That's okay.
right. Okay. Ernie Hunt. Good. Didn't anyone see that? Ernie Hunt. That's a brick, by the way.
What'd you just call me?
A brick. 47.
Fifey.
I don't believe we've had this prediction yet, but apologies if we have. It took Ben so long, I forgot what everyone else did. I'd like to go 54 if possible, please, Nick.
Yeah. Right. To answer your question, he played 214 games, scored 82 goals, which is 30. So, 47.
Oh, sorry, Nick, you've completely gone now.
Gone quiet.
There we go.
Okay, but did you get the numbers?
You've got the numbers.
We got the numbers, and the percentage was 38%, I think.
38%, and that gives Ben the point.
Well done, Ben.
Additional.
I'm massive everywhere I go.
Right, here's one that you should all be on. Our friend Harry McCurdy.
Ooh. Oh, Harry McCurdy.
Just league.
Sorry, I've got who's next.
So
next.
playoff penalty misses don't count, no?
Yeah, sadly. Ned.
So 54%.
Joe.
It's just doing the maths. Give him a second.
63.
Ben.
For God, 59.
5E.
That's some sort of Old Testament jargon, was it, Ben?
Yeah.
So
The Lord
he did
McCurdy.
have a couple of, and one particularly infamous spell where he missed a few games, didn't he? Which would up his percentage because he scored so many.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So it can't be that high though, surely. I've probably overshot this completely. I'm going to say 71.
And Mark.
I think it's slap bang in the middle. I'm going to go 50%.
Right. He played 35 games, 19 goals, which gives Ned's 54%.
Yay!
Well
done, Ned.
Oh, so you love it, Rick.
Oh,
I clearly got very excited with my maths there.
oh, Harry McCurdy. Oh, Harry McCurdy.
Beautiful.
Right, a player from my era, Peter.
Oh, Peter, who? Sorry,
That's
Peter
it, Peter Who.
Peter who?
Doctor's brother.
Peter Noble.
Peter Noble.
Noble.
Old,
And,
Ben. Sorry, Nick. Ben, you need to remember. Okay, so although a lot of people do thankfully watch our episodes, there are quite a few that do audio only. So you making hand gestures doesn't mean anything to them.
he had a big old comb over, didn't he, old Peter Noble? He had the old Bobby Charlton.
yeah, followed Bobby Charlton. So it's Joe we're looking for.
47. I mean, I don't have a clue.
How
Ben?
honest.
Peter Noble, I'm going, played for us for a few years, didn't he? So I'm going to go 39.
5E.
I'm going to say you would only throw it in if it was a decent percentage. So I'm going to say 60.
Mark.
Yeah, I think it's a good percentage as well. Not quite as high as 60, so I'm going to go 57%.
And Ned.
I'm going to go 49%.
Right, this was quite a surprising percentage, actually. 216 games,
Mm.
and of that,
Over 100
scored
goals.
62
Damn it.
goals, which only gives him 29%.
Damn it.
Yeah, I would have
You
thought
tricked me, Nick. I believed in you.
He got much of Burnley off that, didn't he?
Okay, we're 2/3 of the way through, so I'll give you an update on the scores.
I bet I'm losing now. I don't seem to have got a point in ages.
We've got Ben with 13,
Unlucky for some.
Who are
got
just about
Mark and Ned on 10,
Ooh.
Knowledge.
got 5B and Joe on 8.
Hey, come on, Joe.
Close.
That's one hell of a battle at the bottom.
Here one you should have a good chance of getting near. Super Sammy Parkin.
A hero.
Super Sam, Super Sam, Super Sam,
And,
Super Sammy Parkin.
At one point,
That's-
he had 100%.
we'll go with
record.
Ben.
Me,
Yeah.
Super Sammy.
Shush, Fifey.
I'm quite happy to go last on this one.
No.
Super Sammy, I am going to go few season 49.
Fifey.
This is tough. 54.
Mark.
My cat's not happy with that answer.
It's tricky. He scored a lot of goals in that one season. In fact, he scored a lot of goals over 2 seasons.
He also had strike partners, though.
Yes. 46%.
Ed.
How much was he injured?
Well, after he left, quite a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor bloke was crocked since he left. Went to Ipswich. Should have
Yeah.
stayed there.
Put his career.
Pain.
Taney. Take notice. Taney.
I'm
Hashtag Egbert.
going to go with 40%.
And Joe.
Well, I'm thinking he scored around 70 goals-ish. 3 seasons, what's that, 120-ish games? So I guess that gives me something like 60%.
That's incredible, massive.
Roughly.
You're within 2%, just estimating like that.
I'd love it for you to be completely wrong. 37%.
He's played 124 games. He scored 67 goals,
Ooh.
which gives Fifey the 4%.
Oh, Joe.
Spot on, Fifey.
Fife, you needed that one. Fife,
Come
you
on!
needed that one.
Oh, dear.
And next one is Sir Don Rogers.
Oh, the Don.
Not Jimmy Quinn for Q.
The Don.
I was actually hoping it was going to be Nile Ranger.
Ooh.
He's probably in there, you know.
Who's going first for this one, sorry?
Oh, sorry. I forgot he went first last time.
I did.
Oh, fuck off.
Okay. Yeah, you'd find.
I'm going to say it's not as high. %.
Mark.
Again, he wasn't an out-and-out striker, was he? He was more of a winger,
No, I
attacking
thought it
winger.
was far
So
too high.
Dribbler.
yeah, exactly, a great one at that. But goals, number of goals he scored for the games he played. I'm going to go. I think it's still high for his position, but I'm going to go like 38%, Nick.
Okay. Ned.
I'm going to say 30%.
Oh, fuck, I've well overshot this, haven't I?
Joe.
Yeah, I think he scored a lot of goals for over a long time, didn't he? So I'm going to probably go the lowest and say 27.
And
The answer to life, the universe, and everything. 42.
Quoting
The
Douglas
Hitchhiker. If
Adams
you've seen Red Hitchhikers, you know what I mean.
right, he played 412 games,
Wow.
scored 148 goals,
Ooh.
which is 36%. Mark the extra point.
Well done, Mark.
Sir Don.
Third on.
Always
Well done.
welcome. Always welcome.
Always welcome. Always welcome.
Always welcome on, Saddam.
Right.
What a sports shop as well.
Yeah, if you can park. Right. And the next one is Sean Taylor.
Sean
What?
Taylor.
Sean,
Taylor.
the prolific striker, Sean Taylor.
Mark, I think you're first this time.
Now, so Sean Taylor scored quite a lot of goals for a centre back. Reason why he's my favourite player from my youth. I think it was 13 goals in the season that we went up to the Premier League. I'm trying to think how many games he played. I'm going to go 20. It's 21%. Quite a good.
Any
percentage
centre
of
back
such
whose
a
goal
defender.
scoring record is 20 anything percent is incredible.
Yeah.
With the exception of Sergio Ramos, who's just a beast.
Literally.
Very rarely injured.
Stayed on the pitch when he was.
I'm going to go 19%.
Joe?
Yeah, I got a feeling he was like our second or third highest scorer in the Premier League. Centre half. Can't be much more than 25, surely. I'm going to go 23.
Ben?
And Taylor has scored, and that surely means it's the Premier League for Swindon Town now. He who headed, well, whatever.
That was impressive until that point. Ben.
Until I fucked it up, yeah. 16.
27.
Talk.
Sean Taylor.
Okay, not as many as some thought.
Damn
He
it.
played 212 games, 30 goals, which gives 14%. So another point for Ben.
Well done, Ben.
But Ben's delighted that he's winning, but again, forgetting that he's going to have to defend the indefensible.
Oh, I'll just talk shit for 5 minutes. I'll be right.
We'll
Please
be
don't.
okay.
It's only supposed to go on for about 30 seconds.
The next one is our best free transfer of it, Steve White.
Chalky.
Chalky.
Was higher.
Yeah, I think it's Joe.
I'm going for the old 1 in 3 again, so 33%.
Ben?
34.
Mikey?
I know what's coming.
Well, you kind of know what's coming, but not quite. I'm going to pick this because, honestly, I don't know the answer, so I'll just go with my age and go 32.
Mark?
That leaves 35% free, so I'll have that, please, Ned.
31 or 36, Ned?
Ned?
Ned's going to follow Fifey's rhyme and go with his age, and then
I'm not going to go with my age because that's way too high. 31%, please.
So if we literally gone 31, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Initially I was going to go 30, but I got to go 31 just to cover.
Well, one of you, again, is 100%. 244 games, 83 goals, 34%. Spot on again.
34%.
34% for Ben. On
Ben!
fire.
Bloody hell.
Are you cheating? Seriously?
1% out. 1%.
So massive.
I thought you were losing weight.
Right, the
I
last
am losing
one,
weight. I'm still massive.
last player on the list is
Go, Nicky or Jose.
Pelican.
Jerry Yates.
Jerry Yates.
Jerry.
Gerald.
Jerry
Yates. Jerry.
That's
Jerry.
10 shot on the last.
Jerry Yates, I would say
Joe, this is very close between me and you, mate.
35.
Fifey,
I'm sticking with 32, please, Nick.
Mark,
I'm going to go 41%.
Ooh.
Ned,
Ned.
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 oh,
Wakey, wakey, Ned.
38%.
Ooh.
and Joe.
I think it would have been higher if it went for a certain Mr. Doyle. He got shoved out on the wing, didn't he, Jerry Yates?
He did indeed.
So I'm going for the old 33% again.
Joe.
Right, he only played 31 games for us. 15 goals,
Ooh.
which gives 40%
Wow.
for Mark.
Oh, and a mark.
Mark, you've pushed Ben all the way to his limit there.
He played a lot less games than I thought.
Yeah, it's
He scored a
surprising.
lot more goals than I thought.
No, I thought the goals was about right, but I thought he played a lot more games than that.
Season got cut short, didn't it?
He did indeed.
Good
How many
point.
we got left, Nick? Is that
That's
the last
it.
one?
Yeah,
Oh
that's the
God!
last one.
It's emotional.
Right, we've got Ben
Is it Joe?
on 20.
Well done, Ben.
We got Fifey on 13. We got
I
Mark
think it's in a random order.
17.
Ooh.
We got Ned on 15.
Ooh!
Wifey on.
Joe on 12.
Yes.
So the
Well done, Joe,
winner
for
is
winning.
Ben. You smashed it on 20.
No.
And bottom is Joe. So
Brilliant.
It's not Friday, is it?
Defending invincible.
There was no Scottish football in
No
there,
Scottish
was there,
Post.
Joe?
We didn't have
Useless.
Duncan Shearer. We could have had Jonathan Douglas.
Okay, we'll go with runner-up to go first, which is Joe. And your defend is Swindon are going to redevelop their ground, and they ought to take the lead of Oxford United in only putting up 3 stands.
Do you want me to defend that statement?
You have to defend that statement that Swindon should have 3 stands.
Like Oxford.
Like follow Oxford's example.
Good luck, Joe.
To be fair, I mean, if we knock the town end down, because that's a shithole anyway. Have a nice hotel there, no seating. Put another nice big stand up at the Stratton Bank end. There's plenty of seats there for what we need. You'd be 16,000. You could probably get three good stands. I quite like the way Oxford have done their ground. A nice scenic view out the end, and you can see, and you can even check your car at all times. When you're just in case, because you know what these places are like now. You can watch the football and you can check your car, and I think that's an absolute must-have these days in football.
Well done, Joe.
Well done, Joe.
Oh, it's brilliant.
You can get a nice seat and check your car.
Classic.
Oh, what's Ben got? Please be good.
Seeing we've been talking about goals.
Oh, sorry, Nick. Give it a sec. Your mic's cutting out again.
Right.
There we go.
We've been talking goal scorers.
Hmm.
From the list we've just gone through, Sammy Parkin is the worst goal scorer ever to play in the name.
Right, give me a minute.
If you defend that, Ben, I will unfriend you from every social media.
Right.
Prepare to be unfriended.
Before we actually start this, can I just point out that Sam Parkin was a hero of mine in my early
You
20s.
can point out what you like, but you still need to defend it, Ben. Come on.
Right, okay, let's go.
That's why you've got the question.
Sam Parkin was a lucky goal poacher who didn't do much work around the pitch. He was quite a large bloke, so it wouldn't surprise me if he was just overweight. He didn't do much running. You know, he was just lucky at his time. He proved when he was at Ipswich, you know, his career was completely downhill. He didn't look after himself. He wasn't a team player. He was selfish in front of goals. He got sent off against Cheltenham, stupidly, cost us 3 points that game. You know, his selfishness possibly cost us promotion. That playoff season, he could have scored more goals. He could have done more. Mooney was far better.
Sam Parkin, welcome on anytime.
Sam Parkin, you're welcome anytime. I love you, really.
That
Sacrilege.
brutal. That was brilliant. Well done. I've got to give it to Ben on that because he almost sounded convincing.
Sorry, Sam.
I
Oh my
mean,
God.
congrats, Ben. But me personally, I thought that came almost too naturally to Ben, and it's almost as if
Yeah.
he genuinely thinks that.
I loved
He
Sam.
was
I remember his
rattling that
hat-trick.
off.
His first game, he scored a hat-trick against Barnsley. The
He
bloke
was lazy
celebrated,
and had no
turned
talent
to
then.
me
What
and
a
went, "We've got a
selfish
goal
prick."
scorer. We've actually got a goal scorer." But he
But
was
what you're
rubbish
saying is, Ben,
banter
when he
and
took the
was
penalty
rubbish
for his hat trick, he
afterwards.
should have passed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he possibly should have.
Nick, thank you very much for that quiz.
Well done, Nick.
It was very, very well constructed, and we very much appreciate the time you've put into that. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it very much, even if the fraud did win.
Is that why
Listen.
Woody wasn't on? It's because Nick nicked his broadband.
Imagine if we had them both on. My God, we'd never get started. Never mind finish. Listen, Nick, Mark, Ben, Joe, and Ned, it's been an absolute pleasure spending the last hour and a half or so with you. Thank you very much as always for your time. Thank you to the viewers and the listeners. We always appreciate your time and your feedback. And as we always say, if ever you fancy joining the band of merry men and sharing an opinion on anything Swindon Town related, hit us up on our socials and we will certainly get you on. But for me and the guys for this week, thank you very much.